Welcome everyone to a new episode of Podcast Go. Technically not a new episode of our actual podcast, but we're going to be doing these kind of over the space of however long we run for. But this time we're actually going to be doing a review of Gears of War 4. So you'll normally see titles where it's Podcast Go reviews XYZ or spoiler cast or something, but this is kind of that. My name's Adnan Riaz. Chris Cortes is with me, my co-host.
What's up, everybody?
Thank God you actually answered, because if you would have been silent, that would have been a really awkward moment.
His name is Silent Cortes.
Yeah, I thought you were going to answer it. I was like, for fuck. So, I was like, I've already butchered that intro 15 times over.
No, man, it's this is our first time, guys. This is our first review. We've never really done a review for a game like this. We've always talked about it. We've never done it, so it's kind of exciting.
Well, we have industry experience, and we've reviewed things separately, but it is just first time we haven't really reviewed games. We used to always stick to a podcast format or something else.
Right.
Just quickly, general idea is that this will be a review of the actual game.
Right.
We've kind of not talked about the campaign. We will go over the campaign, but we've kept that separately because we're going to do a spoiler cast. The game's been out for a while, so you'll see a full in-depth spoiler cast from us on another video posted.
So
but yeah,
spoiler free, yeah. If you listen to this, spoiler free. The other one, very spoiler. So just be careful.
Very much. I won't get Chris to edit some big red flashing letters over the things saying spoiler or anything. Anyway, Gears of War 4 came out earlier this month.
Yep. October 11th, worldwide.
Yeah, the first new Gears of War entry since Gears of War 3 in 2011. We're not counting Judgment because Judgment is trash.
I was going to say, what about Judgment, Adnan?
Yeah, we're not counting Judgment. This is the first time the game's published under the Coalition, which was used to be Black Tusk Studios. And so this is the first time, obviously, since Microsoft bought the IP and it's been published under one of their house studios.
Right.
And big directional change, I'd say, in certain points when I was playing this game. Big changes that were made.
Right. Yeah. From a gameplay perspective, yeah, dude, it to talk in a broad sense, and obviously we'll break into it. It felt like Gears of War, right? It felt very much like a Gears of War game, but it also felt very new. And it looked new because this is the first. I mean, I guess Ultimate Edition was remastered in for Xbox One, but this is the first brand new Gears title on a current gen system, as opposed to last gen's. The Gears
aside
trilogy.
From the Ultimate Edition as well.
Yeah, right. So it's I mean, I overall, dude, from a gameplay perspective, I thought it was fantastic. I gotta say though, man, I gotta keep playing it because I didn't really try out a lot of the new stuff, man. I stuck to Lancer and sniper rifle. What I did in the original trilogy. Yeah, sometimes I used the boom, but I didn't really do it too much. But yeah, dude, I mean, from a broad sense, everything it felt very new, but it also felt very much the same, but in a good way. I was very pleased with how the Coalition kind of balanced that from a gameplay perspective.
I'm the bigger Gears fan out of the two of us, by the way.
Definitely.
Ridiculously.
I won't argue that.
Favorite. Yeah, it's my second favorite franchise compared to Metal Gear Solid. But I was very impressed with what they did with the entire package. I love the gameplay. I think it was really refined and improved. I think there was a lot of critics coming out towards them in the beta saying that it wasn't really an evolution of Gears 3's mechanics, but I think sometimes you do need to play it safer. And at the same time, they didn't really play it completely safe. They have the yank and shank feature where you can pull people over cover and stab them, and obviously countering it, which was a great feature. I think even more seamlessly transactioning this through where you can run and just jump straight over cover. I thought that was a great feature where that was you know what, it completely changed the kind of landscape of how you used to play Gears.
Yeah.
And I love the active reload feature in the online where it's you can active reload your gun if you're a 1-on-5 situation. It really ties the Gears thing, because Gears used to be that thing where it was a cover-based shooter and it was very team-oriented. If you were on your own, you could potentially kill 5 people on your own and have a very, massive clutch situation. But the same thing, it was one of those where it's so unpredictable, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose. But this completely swings the tide of, an entire shotgun fight on its back, because you could literally single-handedly wipe out a team if you did it effectively well. So I was really impressed with that. And in terms of other things as well, the gameplay was quite neat in like introducing new weapons, the enforcers. You had a submachine gun, you had the hammerburst, you had the lancer.
Right.
They were kind of like a good rotation. The coalition took a lot of feedback from the beta as well, because the hammerburst is a lot better compared to where it was in the beta.
Yeah.
I know that they are currently in the progress of planning to nerf that a little bit in a new title update, because I was reading about that. But they do have kind of good balance. They have a good like spectrum of weapons. They have a lot of the weapons from the DBs, like the mechanical side, because the Swarm doesn't really have unique weapons. So it's all about the other weapons come from the DB side. So you have the Enforcer, you have the I can't remember what the sniper's called that the DBs use. They have a good collection of weapons. Like there are a lot of fan favorites that are missing. The Scorcher flamethrowers removed, and the Digger's gone, and a couple of others. But obviously some have been replaced with the drop shot and other ones. So I did really like it in that kind of sense. I think that they have a really good balance of identity. And I mean, like, a lot of it is, like, even though it is a new studio taking on this project, you have to remember that Rod Ferguson is the studio head of the Coalition. He was the right-hand man of Cliff Bleszinski. He's executive producer on the first 3 games. So he is very much like, if anyone's going to take over if anyone's going to take over Cliffy B, it was like, it was Ferguson. So, there was very much, the prospects of having a safe pair of hands on the franchises pretty well and fair in the mechanics department and the gameplay. I was like really enjoying that. I mean, like, I have problems with other things. I think the shotgun isn't that brilliant. I think there's other few problems here and there. These are more kind of personal beasts, but I wasn't completely bamboozled by the gameplay. I think it's a good stepping stone for where they could really shake up things in Gears 5. And it's better to play safe sometimes than really go out and out on a new franchise where, like, this franchise has pretty much been buried in the dirt since Judgment. Judgment really did cause a lot of catastrophe on it.
Yeah. Dude, I think, not to gloss this over or anything, but what, so I didn't really think about this until right now, but okay, so there's obviously some enemies that replaced certain locusts, in the original Gears trilogy. Like, for example, the boom, those guys, the boomers, weren't in this game. But I would say
they're called Sonic Boomers.
Oh,
you'll see them if you go to Horde, you'll see them.
Are those the ones that shoot the what is it?
The drop shot.
Yeah. Okay. So
there's 2 of them now. So there's a Sonic drop shot one,
right?
Sonic Buzzkill and Sonic Boomer. But the Sonic Boomer is even more fucking lethal because it's very thin and it moves around quite fast.
Okay, but they don't have like the boom shot though from the first game, right?
Yeah, they have the boom shot.
God damn it! I don't remember. Were they in the game a lot, or did they kind of like?
I think they might appear once or twice. They definitely are in the Horde mode though.
Okay, fuck, because I don't remember. I remember seeing the Buzzkill ones, and I remember the Sonic ones, or the ones that shot the
drop shots.
Yeah, the drop shots. But fuck, I don't remember those. Damn, I gotta replay this game, man. It's just having a kid and playing through this game. Like, I got to play it in small little separate entities, and I'm just forgetting what I played. But that's okay. But what? So like, what do you think of that, for example? Because I know, like, for me, I think it's kind of cool having more variety. It just adds more to it. It makes things not like, it's what I said earlier about how it has a lot of the old but a lot of the new, so it keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
But what's your take on that?
I think, like, I'm going to use this comparison a lot, and you'll hear it in this podcast. It is very much like the Force Awakens, where they have the First Order taking over,
right?
The Imperial Army. Like, it is almost like seamless transaction. The Swarm has to take over from the Locust.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they have to kind of establish a lot of the new characters. I think some of the designs are brilliant. I love the Pouncer. I think that's a great enemy because you can literally just jump straight over cover from cover, and it's like it can literally bypass all kind of obstacles. The Snatcher is also a very unique enemy. That's one that can swallow you and carry you around,
right?
And you can see it from its vision.
Well, what were the? I know those little. God, I feel like such a fucking noob. I'm trying to describe these. Like, exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah, remember the little guys that were like, they weren't fully.
Ratchets.
Yeah, the compared to the Retchers, right? Weren't they?
Oh yeah, you mean the Juvies?
Yeah, like, I thought that was a cool change. Like, they were creepier looking, I think, in Gears 4.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And as well, they were very much more agile and a bit more kind of like, a bit more methodical when they were, like, attacking you. They could come around the corner like very fast, and they could jump over cover and kick you in the face or whatever else. I thought Retchers were always a little bit more generic.
Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously on the other side as well, the DBs do, the DBs you'll notice in the campaign at no point, but I'm not going to touch on it too much, but like the DBs replace other enemies, like their little shock balls, a replacement for tickers. from the original game.
Yeah, which that was cool. Shit, the
It-
shock balls kind of went away though later on in the campaign.
yeah, they kind of disappear. They're very much present in Horde, Juvies, and like thingies. You'll kind of notice the enemies and how
Yeah.
they kind of spawn in. So you kind of do notice like those, and obviously the DBs have like the Enforcer, the Deadeye, the Sniper, and stuff like that. My main problem is that I love the designs for the other characters, like the Snatcher, the Pouncer. They have great designs, have great abilities. But my other problem is that when they turn into Swarm, like they're moving to Swarm. Sorry, I mean. A lot of those characters' designs are very too much similar, and I mean more in the sense of the Grenadier, the Drone, the Sniper. They pretty much look the exact same. But when they were Locusts, you could tell them like one were like I mean obviously I'm saying this to joke away, but like they wore pants, and then some were like bare chested, and because their skin was kind of like grey, you could see like you
Right.
could identify which one was which. You saw the Grenadier, you knew that's Grenadier, but then when you saw the Drone, you'd have the armor over him, and you'd have like you could just tell when you saw the multiplayer, but when you're in the multiplayer, you kind of just see the characters. It's a little bit like I'm just a Swarm character. I'm not really like identifying as a character.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It was it looked like I kind of felt like they wanted their whole cake until you did too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They're like, "Fuck it, we'll have the two designs, and that's just how we'll do." Like the there. And I mean,
yeah,
it bothered me a little bit, but I just kind of accepted it. I was like, you know what, man? I mean, fuck it. Like it works. I think they could have been a little bit more creative with it, but I think like it was fine and stuff like that.
yeah,
What, dude? What was your take? So I think we have a new composer took over for this
yeah.
game.
What's
What's
it
his
called?
name? Raymond. I'm looking at it right now. Ramen, and oh god, for the life of me, it's an Iranian last name. I
Tell you
cannot.
what, I'll butcher it as well. I'll help you butcher it. Ramin Dawadi?
Jawadi.
Dawadi?
Yeah. Let's. Well, anyway, him.
Ramin.
he.
It would be Ramin Dawadi. I think it would be Dawadi.
Yeah.
Dawadi. I think they might not use the J. Sorry, the D. Sorry. They
Yeah.
might use the J. But yeah, I liked his composition. I thought it was
Yeah.
a really nice composition. I thought it kind of like the kind of like obviously it's not using Madwall and every like scene like that kind of thing with Gears kind of tradition. As I said, that they're going forward. They do really tap in nostalgia, but they want to go forward. They kind of want to create a separate identity. But I did like the score. It was very powerful. Like at certain points, they had
Right.
a lot more quiet moments in like in story moments. But like when you hear the composition, it was very much like it was very fitting for certain scenes. There was like kind of like it emotionally teed up a lot of stuff. Especially with like everything that's going on screen, like, you almost forget the music's there, but it is there, and that's
Yeah.
probably the best part because it's just so it's not too out there, as I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm looking at his
Did Game of
his.
Thrones?
Yeah, dude. He also did Westworld. It looks
Well,
like.
hey,
Yeah.
yes, plug it. Yeah. By the way, we did a Westworld topic on Podcast Go's actual episode last week, so you can check that out. Yeah, he did do Westworld. Great
Yeah.
show. Great
So,
show.
yeah, he's done a lot of stuff, and he did video game wise. He did System Shock 2. He did he did additional music for Game of Thrones, the Telltale series. He's
Yeah.
done some of the Medal of Honor. So yeah, he's been around. I think Gears of War 4, in my opinion, is easily his biggest game that he's composed. But
Yeah.
yeah, I liked him. I thought he did a great composition. It felt very fucking epic. There was one part. Well, I don't want to spoil. This is not spoiler cast, but there's one part near the end of the game, where, well, let's talk. Actually, before I get into that, let's bring this up because this is a game mechanic. It's not really a spoiler, but dude, so the weather system in this game, um,
The
the
wind flares.
wind flares, yeah. What I'm talking about was near the end of the game. There's like this wind flare sequence, and this guy did a score that fucking so empowered me. Like, like it felt so epic being in that situation and just running through it and stuff. And but before we get into that, or to kind of shift gears, yeah, what'd you think of the wind flares, man?
Shift gears.
I swear I didn't plan that. But...
I know. That's all. I like the wind flares. They were a bit irritating at certain points, though. During the strike down the storm
Yes.
in the campaign,
Yes.
like that became very irritating. Obviously, we're creeping in the storyline kind of thing. I will kind of stay away from it, but it was a little bit irritating. It did change up the game though a little bit.
Yeah.
But not as much as they made it out to be. They made it
Yeah.
out to be like this all breaking new kind of mechanic, and it was kind of like okay, it's there.
Scripted. It was just all scripted
Yeah,
moments that
very
were
much.
great. Great. I love scripted moments in video games. Like I know some people have. I think if you have too many scripted moments, it gets really old, and I could see why some people hate it. But
Like the odd.
yeah, exactly. Oh my god, yeah. But I thought it was appropriate in Gears. Like they did it just enough that it didn't get too tiresome, but not like it didn't lack in enough appearances. If that makes any sense, it was like the perfect amount. I felt. But yeah, I liked it, dude. I thought it was very epic. It definitely empowered. Not to really spoil the sequence, but the last. Do you remember the very last one you had to do, dude? Where you
Yeah.
had to like shoot that thing. That
Yeah.
annoyed me so fucking much. I spent.
We'll come on
Oh,
to that 'cause I was stuck there for about an hour. Genuinely stuck
yeah,
there for an hour. But we'll come back on to that in the actual spoiler cast.
yeah. Jesus
Um,
Christ, I hated that.
but moving on, like I mean, we'll go away from the thing. Like, have you played Horde?
Yeah, I did Horde the casual mode. I'm not a big
What do you
multiplayer person.
what do you think?
I liked Horde, man. I got all the way up to 20, I think, and I thought it was really fun. I had this one guy who was on our team that was kind of a douche. He, mind you, I was playing casual mode, and so most of the people there, I assume, like, are there to play on the easiest difficulty. Maybe it's their first time playing Horde mode. And some guy was like, "Okay, whoever's the repairer, you have to repair the turret. Come on, people, you gotta know how to play this game. This is ridiculous." And I didn't say
Yeah.
anything to the dude, but I felt like, because, we were in the middle of a fight and I need to concentrate, but I felt like saying, like, dude, it's casual mode. Like, go play
Yeah,
Insane or
something. Yeah,
something. Like, leave
agreed.
if it's so, like,
Um,
you know?
yeah. Well, I've played Horde a lot, quite a bit in this game.
hmm
I actually got I completed normal last week. I completed hardcore this week.
How many,
With
how many are there? Like,
what
stages?
difficulties?
No, like, because
50
I went,
waves.
50? Holy
Yeah.
shit. Damn,
There's,
I got all the
there's
way to
50
20.
waves. There's 50 waves, and there's a bonus on each one. So it's two extra health, two enemy accuracy, and then two for enemies damage power. And
hmm
then on wave 40, that increases to 2.5 across all of them.
God,
So
you know what?
they're the kind of they're the multipliers that come on that like obviously swing in the favor of the enemy.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn, I'm gonna try
but
to do it next time.
yeah,
I wanna get to 50. Think I
well,
could
I
do it.
finished on normal last week. I finished on hardcore this week.
hmm
I finished on hardcore yesterday. Actually, we got to 49, then we all died, which was a bit fucking annoying. Then we finished it anyway.
Oh, that sucks.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Do they
yeah,
stack the achievements? So like if you did normal, you don't have to go back and do casual, right?
yeah, the achievement's a bit weird though, because like some of them like finish the game on insane doing like with one class, and then finish them on insane with all classes, whatever else. Like
Mm,
my kind of thing with Horde is I think it's the best they've ever done, because I think like the first time they've put the fabricator in there,
right.
which is basically the home base that you'll kind of remember from Gears
Yeah.
3. It's like basically a transportable device, everything in there is accessible. They don't really give you a tutorial for it, but the tutorials in the campaign, you'll kind of notice it more and more play it, because the fabricator is an important part of the story in the campaign.